Hi guys, I'm Kristen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. Go ahead really quick and hit that red subscribe button down below. Also, please like this video, and that helps out so much. I'm so grateful for you guys being here and watching my video today. We're gonna do an awesome charcuterie board. It's going to be beautiful, it's gonna taste really good, and it's gonna be like really well-rounded of like healthy, snacky, savory, sweet, just everything. And it is going to work great for Thanksgiving if you guys want like an appetizer board before your Thanksgiving meal. Also, it will work perfectly for any time during the holidays or for Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's, anything like that. So it's a awesome like holiday charcuterie board, and almost everything I got is from Trader Joe's, which I love because they have so many unique things there. I also have a few things from Walmart, but you don't need to get the same things I have. It's just meant to provide you guys with inspiration. So first I'm gonna show you guys everything I bought, and then I'm gonna give you guys a how-to step-by-step on how I put my charcuterie board together. You'll see the whole process from beginning to end. And yeah, I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite videos to make. If you guys haven't seen my Halloween charcuterie board video, that was like a more fun kids treat type board. It was super fun and you guys seem to like that. So this one is a lot more fancy than the Halloween one, but you can, like I said, adjust it and adapt it to whatever your tastes are or like your budget is, that type of thing. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to show you exactly what I bought. So we'll start with the fruit. I got raspberries, red seedless grapes, and then baby oranges. These are from Trader Joe's, and these are just from Walmart. And then we have some baby carrots, a cucumber, and these are called golden berries, or they're gooseberries. It reminds me of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, except for those are schnozberries. But anyway, so these are really good. They're like tomatoes, but they're extra sweet. And then I got regular tomatoes as well. And I think all of this is from Trader Joe's too. And then we have some crackers. These were such a good price from Trader Joe's. It was like $3 or so. And I like it because it has like 10 of each type. So a good tip for a charcuterie board is like, you can get the same kind of thing, but switch up what it looks like, and it will just add variety. We also have some whole cashews. I got the roasted and salted kind. And then, let's see, we have some shortbread cookies, and I did try these to make sure they were good. They're amazing. If you guys like shortbread, these are so good. We got these apricot raspberry. They're also little shortbread cookies, and these ones are from Walmart, and these are from Trader Joe's. Also from Trader Joe's, I picked up some dark chocolate covered almonds. These are like really dark and rich. And then a little thing of the dark chocolate sea salt caramels. Those are yummy. And these are some butter toffee pretzels, which are also really good. If I hadn't tried something, I tried to try it to make sure it was yummy. I got some maple and sea salt kettle corn and some sweet potato tortilla chips. And all of this was also Trader Joe's. Then we have some dips. I have an everything but the bagel Greek style yogurt dip. And then this is a tomato, basil, and hummus dip. Looks so good. I haven't tried these, but they look amazing. And then look how cute. This little pumpkin spread, lightly spiced pumpkin spread, also from Trader Joe's. It's just cute too. So yeah. And then over here, we've got some Kalamata olives, and I picked up some balsamic vinegar, all from Trader Joe's. And I like never go there, and I went there to get stuff for this video, and I'm so excited because they have the best stuff. And then this is just some little ciabatta baguettes. And these are just some little berries for decor. They're not to eat. And then I got some Black Forest uncured ham. And also, this looks really good, some uncured applewood smoked salami. And coming around here, got a bunch of different cheeses. I really like Trader Joe's for this reason, because they have a ton of cheeses and you can buy little slabs, so you don't have to spend $1 million on like one kind of fancy cheese. So this is the Cotswolds, which is fun. We've been there actually. The Cotswolds double Gloucester is how you say that, cheese. And it is, yeah, I don't know. It just looked really good. It has onions and chives in it. And then This is Havarti Danish and organic pepper jack, Trader Joe's premium extra sharp Wisconsin cheddar. And then this is just Hickory Farms, which is a really good brand. It's just from Walmart. So lots of cheese, and then I think that is everything. So we are going to, oh, one more thing. I got some fresh cranberries that I need to pull out of the fridge. So yeah, let's put this together. I'm gonna give you guys all of my best tips and how-tos on how to make this look awesome. Okay, you guys, so we're ready to make our charcuterie board. I've prepped everything, put stuff in bowls, like cut up all the cheese and washed all the produce. So all you need for a charcuterie board is like a wooden cutting board, works great. Or if you have an actual charcuterie board, that's great too. But I just use this huge wooden one and it works like a charm. So really quick, some tips on like prepping a charcuterie board. If you have cheese, which you should, make sure that you bring it out like an hour or two before you serve it so that it can soften and it tastes so much better. If it's really, really cold, you just can't taste the flavor as much. So if you have cheese, make sure you get to get it out an hour or two before you're gonna serve this. And then probably give yourself about an hour to actually make this, because there is like a lot of prep work as far as like cutting things up, washing produce, stuff like that. All right, so the first thing you wanna do is see if you have any dips or anything like that. You kind of want to put those on first because they're going to take up some space with bowls and such. So, and also you want to make sure they are kind of spread out throughout your board. So I've got the everything but the bagel Greek yogurt dip, which is super good. I just tried it and it's so yummy. Okay, so we've got that, and I like to do like a little swirl, kind of swirl on top, or just make the top look good. Okay, and then the next we have is the tomato basil hummus, which is also really, really flavorful. It's super yummy. And then you just want to fill up. So try to get like bowls that are white, or else like match with whatever you're using for your charcuterie board. I like just to have simple white ones because it always looks good. Okay, and then we have the pumpkin spread, which is in this cute, and I cannot get it unscrewed for the life of me. Here's a tip if you can't get something open, just the handle of a knife. There you go. So this is going to be something that can be used for bread or crackers. So I'm gonna kind of spread around my dips, probably like this. And then I'll show you guys what I do for the bread. I'm going to pour some virgin olive oil in this little bowl right here. And then I'm going to splash in a bunch of my balsamic vinegar. You're gonna have more olive oil than vinegar, but I'm putting a good amount in here. I need a lot more balsamic vinegar. And then after I've got these main things on here, then you wanna just start putting your food on. So typically you wanna have little groups of about 2 or 3 of everything on this board. And you want things to be near like what tastes good. So you wanna pair things together. So for example, like I'm putting the bread all around this, and I'm actually probably just gonna do the bread here. You can also serve the bread with other things. But since this is such a big bowl, I want to just surround it with the bread. Okay, so we've got that there. And then next, I'm just going to start assembling things and putting things, spread things out on the board in little groups. So I'm gonna put my Kalamata olives right here because they go really well with the bread. I'm probably gonna put a cluster of them back here as well. And then I'm going to do some tomatoes get some color in here. And I'm gonna put some gooseberry, or yeah, these are called gooseberries, mixed in there. I'm gonna have some tomatoes over here as well. And I have way too much food than will fit on this board, obviously. So that's totally fine. You can do a much bigger board than this. And then I'm gonna put some grapes on here, kind of by the tomatoes, and do some grapes over here as well. And you wanna just like mix up colors, make sure that you have a lot of variety as far as colors go. We'll do some raspberries. Put some raspberries back here by the grapes. And I'm trying to put things next to each other that will pair pretty well, or that at least that the flavors won't mix. So next I'm gonna go in with some of the meat. And you can get like little toothpicks for this if you want to. I am just going to roll them up like this. I'm gonna do some meat right here. And if you can't fit everything on the board, you can always just keep extras, and like as people eat, you can refill it. So that's probably what I'm going to have to do, because it's not quite as big as I would like for how much I have. But a trick to saving space is kind of going vertical. So like I've stacked this bread up high, and I am going vertical with the meat, and you want everything touching each other. So you don't want any gaps. You want it to be super, super, super full. So I'm doing some meat right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put some more meat back here, because it will go really, really well with the bread and the fruit, honestly, and the vegetables and the olives. And I'm actually just gonna stack this super high. So like I said, you want groups of 2 or 3 throughout the board of everything about. It doesn't have to be perfect, but for this salami, I'm gonna put all the salami right here, I think. Actually, well, we'll see. I'll probably put all the salami right here and then all of the ham right here. So there is still 2 sections of meat, but I'm just gonna be low on space. So that's why I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, then I'm gonna start putting some of my cheese on here. So I'm gonna put this Havarti right here by the fruit. This will be super, super good with the fruit, the bread, all of that. I'm gonna put, this is the onions and chives one. I'm actually gonna put this out here on the side, because it's a little bit of a stronger flavor, and so I don't want to like blend flavors too much. And then this spread you can put on fruit, meat, bread, crackers, anything like that. So then I just have our Wisconsin cheddar I'm gonna pile right here. I feel like cheese is like the most popular thing on a charcuterie board, so I feel like you need a lot and a good variety. So I tried to get a good variety of cheeses. And you can like fan it out perfectly. I kind of like to pile it on. We'll pile up some tomatoes. And then this is really, really good, like smoked cheddar from Hickory Farms. And I'm just piling that up. This will pair really, really well with the olives and tomatoes and bread and meat. Honestly, this will pair well with pretty much everything that's going on this plate. All right, so as you're going, you can feel free to kind of pile more on as you see space that needs to be filled. So I'm going to stick like an orange right in here. These oranges are so pretty. Probably back here actually. Okay, and then I'm gonna do some cucumbers, and I'm actually going to add in some cucumbers back here And I'll show you guys a close-up of all of this when I'm done. And then do some cucumbers right here as well. Trying to get a good variety of color in here. I'm probably gonna scooch all of this over just a little bit to make a little bit more space. Okay. All right. Next, we're gonna do our crackers because these are pretty necessary for all of the meat and cheese. So I'm gonna have some crackers back here. And then I'm gonna do some of these multi-grain crackers right here. I probably honestly got way more food than is gonna fit on this board. So we will just see how it turns out. Let's see. Okay, and then I'm also gonna stick some, probably like right here. Okay, now I had some carrots, but I don't actually think, well, you know what? I will put some on because they will go really, really well with like the hummus. I'm gonna put some back here. And like I said, this is a perfect example of like having way too much stuff to fit on, but then I can just refill it as the evening goes. Okay, so next I have some really yummy sweet potato chips, but they are not going to fit on here. There's just no way. But I do want people to be able to enjoy them. So I think I'm gonna stick them in a bowl on the side. If you have to do that, it's totally fine. Sometimes it's hard to fit everything that you want. So I think I'm gonna stick one more orange up here and then do a few more grapes in here. And I also got some wheat thins, but yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stick some wheat thins on here. I'm actually gonna move this to kind of break up and make some more color right there. Okay. So I need to put something right in here, and I think I'm going to put some nuts right there. I love cashews because they taste good with like all of the typical charcuterie board items, but you can also do almonds or honestly any kind of nuts. I would say anything, a couple of tips, anything mint flavored or peanut butter flavored, I would steer away from because the flavors just tend to blend with other foods. Okay, I'm gonna pile a few nuts onto here by the tomatoes as well. And I'm gonna go in here with a few nuts. I am just really cram packing this. And that's another thing you want to make sure you do is pack your charcuterie board to like overflowing. That's like one of the biggest tips on how to make a yummy, good, and like good looking charcuterie board. So, okay, I'm gonna pile up some more of the cheese where I can fit it. And, oh, you know what? I don't even think I've done this kind of cheese. So, let's see here. Probably just gonna add a little bit of this on to the edge right here. Okay. So we're getting pretty full of food here. I have like a whole bunch of treats to put on here and some garnishes as well. So now that we've got this going, like I could just be done here. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna switch up what I'm doing. I'm actually going to make a separate treat charcuterie board. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna improvise. Okay, I'm gonna get out another cutting board and we're going to improvise here because we have way too much than can fit on that one. So I'm going to make a few little sections of these cookies, and I'm gonna kind of curve them to keep them pretty. And typically you could totally put all the treats on the regular charcuterie board. I just ran out of space, but one thing to keep in mind is getting things that don't have super strong flavors, like, or flavors that are gonna blend. So like shortbread, honestly, like dark chocolate, anything. They taste good with everything and they don't like mix too much. So you wanna make sure you don't get things that are going to sort of like bleed into other flavors. And then let's do some little chocolate orange like rods, whatever you wanna call these. And here's the nice thing about this one. If I need to fill in any space, I can put more fruit on here because fruit goes really well with treats, obviously, because it's sweet. So, and also I probably will add some fruit just to add a little more color and like life into this because it is not gonna have as much color as my other ones. All right, now I'm gonna pile on the dark chocolate almonds. And here's where I'm gonna add some fruit in here because it's looking pretty bland as far as color goes. And these baby oranges would taste so good with any of these treats. And then we'll add in a few raspberries as well. I'm probably just gonna stick the rest of them on here to add a little bit of color. And then I'm gonna add some little sprigs of grapes here and there just to add a little bit of life and color to this board. So if you're doing a board and you're realizing, oh man, there's no color and it just doesn't look very pretty, get some fruit. Fruit adds color and flavor and tastes good with pretty much anything. Tastes good with meat, tastes good with cheese, vegetables, any kind of treat. So that's really, really a versatile thing you can use. I'm gonna add some more almonds over here, and I'm actually just gonna start dumping them on and kind of filling in this space. Okay. And you want piles. You want like good big piles. You don't want it to be too flat or else it just kind of doesn't look as appetizing, honestly. So we're just gonna pile on these almonds. So good. And then we have our dark chocolate sea salt little truffles from Trader Joe's.
Mom.
Hold on, sweetie. So I'm gonna stick, hi.
Hey.
Just a minute, hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna actually add some of this popcorn in here as well. Forgot about the popcorn, can't forget the popcorn. Excuse me, sweet boy.
Mom, don't let me open, don't me that.
Just a second.
Ooh. I did the
So I'm actually gonna take some of these cookies away and add some popcorn in here because I totally forgot about the popcorn.
guilty.
Thank you, sweetie. All right. And then I'm gonna go ahead and keep adding these little truffles everywhere. And then this will just give it a nice little finished touch to have these little truffles all over. And then I'm gonna add a little more popcorn in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add some of these toffee pretzels on. So we're just gonna sprinkle these all over the place. Yeah, those are good. Super good. Okay. All right, now for the finishing touches. So I was planning on making one charcuterie board, and I made two. Okay, you guys, so I was planning on using these as a garnish, but I think these are actually poisonous. I was like, I should look that up. So don't use holly berries. These are actually holly berries. Don't use these on your charcuterie board. I'll probably use them for a Christmas decoration. But I am gonna use these fresh cranberries. These do not taste good just to eat. So these are really just a garnish. But I'm just gonna sprinkle a few here and there to add a little bit of color. And I'm gonna do it to both. Just to add some color, and I think it will just look really pretty to have a little bit of red here and there. But I mean, you totally can't eat these. They're just pretty sour. So I'm probably gonna take the rest of these and make fresh cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. You can even add, I'm not going to because there's just not room, but you can even add little sprigs of pine to make it pretty and add some life into the board as well. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. Try this out. It is really easy. You don't need as much stuff as I had. You don't need to buy anything fancy. You can if you want to, but the biggest tips for a charcuterie board, number one, use a wooden cutting board or something that looks pretty, even if you don't have a regular charcuterie board. Number two, get a really good variety in taste, flavor, color, everything, so that it can be a well-balanced charcuterie board. Number three, you want to start with your biggest things first. So like any bowls with any kind of dips, that's going to be number one, and then you work around it. Number four is you want little piles, 2 to 3 of everything around the board to make it look even. You don't want, for the most part, you don't want everything in one spot. I did do the bread in one spot just because it was right by the dipping sauce and looked good around the bowl. But usually you want it spread around. Sorry, that's my 1-year-old. And then number 5 is you want to pile everything high. You want it chock full. You want it super, super like overflowing. That is going to make a huge difference in making it look appetizing and just fitting more food onto the charcuterie board. And the next tip, number 6, is to kind of try to pair things on the board that will taste good together. Honestly, it's easiest if pretty much everything you buy will taste good together. That's the best charcuterie board, I think, is to just have everything pair really well. And mine does. I got meat, cheese, olives, crackers, bread, different dipping sauces, veggies, some sweet things as well. So just make sure things pair really well together. And then finally, my last tip is adding a little bit of garnish or something to make it pop, and that's what I did with the cranberries. You can also do that with sprigs of pine like I showed, or any type of decor. It doesn't have to be Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever. Any little garnish or little bits of decor you can pop on there can just add a lot. So, and then I ended up doing a savory and a sweet one. So I'm gonna show you guys that close up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and comment below your favorite items to use on a charcuterie board. I love getting new inspiration and I hope that this can give you guys that as well. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time.